Yo, that was actually timed well. All right, stream started. I got two guys with me on the stream. Guys, say your name. All right, maybe not.
I was trying to be courteous, but
Come on.
all right. I guess most people know me as Pinnock, but I've never been
Yo.
on here before, so
Okay. All right. Yeah. Pinnock.
Uh, what's up, guys? I'm 1,301 W Grim,
Of course.
also known as Grim Reaper from the Grim Reaper channel. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you,
nice to meet you too.
new friend. Okay, well, we're here to talk about Taizai. Pinocchio still hasn't read the most recent chapter, but I guess he can still
I mean,
participate in the discussion
is
in
the
one way or
latest
another.
chapter that groundbreaking? Is it going to influence the discussion at all?
Yes, yes.
Really?
Exceptionally groundbreaking.
It'll
Oh,
influence the
shit.
discussion.
We, I kind of want to spoil it for you.
Go ahead. I mean, I don't care at this point.
Elizabeth is going to be an exceptionally large player in this fight.
In what way? Like she regained her powers or some shit?
Read the chapter, good sir.
Especially when we're getting
All right, I'll read it at a later time. What are we talking about for now?
Well, I guess this most recent chapter was cool. Um, I expected more from it because whenever things look like they're about to get really actiony and scenes, that's usually how it goes because it's a very action packed series. But it was actually just a little setup to the actual march out to battle. So it wasn't really as hype as I would have liked for it to be, or as I expected it to be. But what I did enjoy with this chapter is that has some pretty dope character interactions, which I always enjoy. Um, whenever they're good, and I realized that I think King and Deanne's relationship, I think that might be my favorite relationship in not even just in the
Oh
manga,
man,
but I think in any series. Honestly,
that's actually a good point to bring up. Has there been, because like I never really paid too much attention to it, but it is pretty like well developed. So is there another one that you know of in a manga that's like even comparable to it? Like is Sakura and Sasuke like because
nah,
yeah?
Oh, come on.
not
Sasuke and
Sakura.
Sakura is like that's the pinnacle of relationships in manga. Come on, you can't.
How?
I mean, like
It
don't
was
get
a
me wrong.
joke,
Like,
Steve.
well, I'm talking about like
I
terms of
kind of
shonen
figured.
because obviously in like slices of life, it's all about that. But like in terms of shonen
Yeah.
and shit, like their half her entire story was about him. Like Naruto's was too, and like they had a love triangle situation. Like she was kind of technically involved. Kind of technically, it was her relation. Technically, even though she was the only one afflicted by any of it besides Naruto. So
Yeah, but
like,
the thing is like Sasuke pushed her away to the point where he actually tried to kill her.
my nigga, that's still a relationship, my nigga.
Yeah, it's still a relationship, but
Yeah.
it ain't like they were a couple at that point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they developed into a couple. So like they even had extremes. They had the extreme where he even tried to kill her, and then they got married. Man, they had a kid. So like
Yeah.
that's kind of wide ranging.
You know what? That now that you mentioned that, that's so real, bro. Because
Yeah,
my auntie actually tried to kill my uncle Johnny.
exactly.
That's some real shit, bro.
Yes.
Like now that you mentioned it, and for them to actually end up together after all that they did, yeah, man,
Yeah,
you might be onto something, bro.
yeah. Like don't get me wrong. Like she's a stupid character, but like the way that he used her in tandem with Naruto, like it wasn't. Like bro, just to, like I remember, like not to go talk about Naruto and the Taizai stream, but like I remember when, like in the snow shit when like Sakura was like I wanted to go get save Sasuke alone or whatever, and then she ended up tricking like all the niggas. I think it was like Rock Lee and them boys. Like she got past all them niggas just to go get Sasuke. And I
I
was like,
think I
damn,
know what you're talking about.
yeah, she's determined as fuck. But either way, like I agree. Like I guess
Wait,
I guess.
I have a question about the Diane and the King relationship. It's like, because I don't know, you said this latest chapter made you realize how much you enjoy their relationship, but
Yeah.
is it more about their history together? Because their history, like the flashbacks and shit, is pretty deep. But what about their interactions? Because I feel like interactions are a big part of relationships. But
Oh yeah. Well, with the interactions, I feel like they they became a full fledged couple. I mean, well, this is actually how it happens. Not even my opinion. It's just a fact that they actually became a
yeah,
full fledged couple during the whole flashback trial thing. And I feel like the interactions they had in that arc, I feel like that really solidified what they were, what King wanted them to be in the past, and what they become now. That solidified everything that happened between them up until that point. And since then, they really been, like what you would expect to see from an actual couple. They really exuded that, in my opinion.
would you have any specific like instances of interactions between them? Because from what I can remember, like it was mostly just basic lovey-dovey shit, and like
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
mean,
what I was
but
gonna say.
I think as a couple, isn't that what develops you when you
yeah,
really?
but it's not what makes it one of your favorite relationships in manga. That's
I mean, yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say
I
like
haven't read
because
too many manga though.
oh, that's
I usually preface that those sort of statements
I
with
mean
that
because
statement.
the reason why I would say yes more so is because like we did have the ups and downs where like King was trying to like express his love, and Diane did indeed like reciprocate those feelings. Like we saw in the past, like they did develop into that state. Like we saw how their attachment or whatever and shit. So like I guess it's just been stupid. Like I think since then, or like in real time, how we've been reading it in like real time in the story, that no, there hasn't been a good relationship. But in terms of like their past included with the real time, they're okay.
yeah.
If you get what I'm saying? Like the only development they had was when they were like back in the past, when like they first met each other and like they got to know each other, and then like that's when they like first fell in love. Everything else has been like memory loss and like king development. But
hmm Yeah, their history together is definitely what makes the relationship interesting. I don't think their actual interactions are that great. So I don't know if I'd say they're one of my favorite relationships, but I think their backstory is probably one of my favorite romantic backstories, I guess.
I think
Their
their interactions
interactions
are great.
are good to me because like I was actually rooting for King to actually seal the deal with the end, which he's
Well,
managed to
everybody
do.
was.
I like their
Yeah,
interactions because they interact like two people who are like friends with each
Oh
other.
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Like when Deanne is like basically trying to like bust it open for him in this recent chapter, like she been doing that more and more often, and the way King reacts
yeah,
is like I don't know how to describe it. It's basically like a reverse of Meliodas and Elizabeth. It's like she's the female Meliodas and he's the male Elizabeth in that equation. It's like he got the nosebleeds and everything when Elizabeth always blushing and trying to shy away from Meliodas, even though she knows she likes it.
she really do like it.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the latest? Not to change topic for a second, but like the latest anime episode was spectacular. The anime is doing an amazing job right now, and
I
they
missed the
just
last two.
check it out, bro. Because also it also helped the point you just made. Like we got the flashback of Liz, and we know that the person they may be different people, but like the personalities are usually similar. And Liz was like, she was about that shit, bro. Like Liz was about it with Billy. Like that. I think that's the best relationship.
Well, Elizabeth and Meliodas.
It's stereotypical. I agree, but
I wouldn't say it's stereotypical though. I mean, it's a
It's
relationship
pretty good.
that's
Except Meliodas is I can't
is
remember the word. It starts with a T. A twat. Yeah, there it is.
a twat. Okay.
tie it up. That's Laura Meliodas. Tie it up.
Nah, Meliodas and Elizabeth's relationship. I wouldn't say it's what word did you use, Grim?
Stereotypical.
Stereotypical.
Stereotypical. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was it's stereotypical. Like, how many relationships do you see that's long standing over 3,000 years when it involves dying over and over again? and having to relive that drama. I mean, I wouldn't say that's stereotypical.
Well, when I said stereotypical, I meant like the usual, like you got the male who's like always saving her or always after like her well being or whatever, and she like cheers for him. She's always like she always moans and cries for his well being as well, and like that's why I say stereotypical because you see that uniform before. But in terms of like how he's detailed it, you're right. It's unique and it's eccentric, and I think it's great. That's why I said it's top 3, top 4, maybe the best one. But like in terms of it's stereotypical. People saying like she oh no Meliodas, no, don't do it, no Meliodas. But I don't know.
I guess in that sense, I would understand why you say it's stereotypical. But overall, I think it stands out. And what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, do you guys remember in the Holy War when like the Mosby and Derriere they went into their injured form, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
that's where they look like dogs, right?
Yeah. And Elizabeth, like after they were down, she went to go heal them and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, was there like, like it's shit like that like I don't get how Meliodas would be cool with that either way. Like we saw, you guys remember when Meliodas came back after the first death. No spoilers if you are not reading or whatever. He was ruthless and shit. Like he was about killing Derriere and Mosby and shit. So like, what is it back then that was different about like him now? Because like they told us he's reverting back to that. Every time that he dies, he reverts more and more back to that, right? So in this occasion, he's shown that. He's shown that like he's about killing Mosby and Derriere. So what happened back then? What was wrong with Meliodas back then that he was okay with Elizabeth keeping 2 of his strongest enemies alive after like they had just been incapacitated? When they're fighting a holy war with 2 of their deities, they're not necessarily going to be happy with their decisions that they just done. Because that's when we were told that they just betrayed them. So it's kind of like it's to me, it's been like that whole stereotypical shit the entire time, and that's why I haven't paid too much attention to that relationship in particular, even though it like encompassed the entire story. Like, if you get what I'm saying, like the entire story is based on like him reincarnating for her death. But that's the best development in the relationship, not like seeing them in real time. In real time, I'm like, so he grabs her tits and like she cries for him.
Exactly, he's a twat. But
that's what it boils down to.
I think that's common in shonen is like that when they have relationships and they try and get romantic, I think they focus more on the setup and like how they got to the relationship, and they kind of like throw the interactions and like the intimate moments to the side. Like I'm pretty sure I've said this like a couple times already, but like what can you point out a specific interaction between Meliodas and Elizabeth that was like actually interesting and different than anything you've seen before?
The first thing that comes to mind is when he was trying to get her to see the current situation from his point of view and actually get her to go along with what his goals were. And like he kind of like powered down and had like the angelic expression on his face, and he reached out to hug her. And I think it was like maybe 10 chapters ago.
I don't remember that specific instance, but I remember there was like an instance where he like had a heartfelt moment with her where he like admitted he was scared or some shit. Is that what you're talking about?
That's probably what it was.
I remember there was one moment where he told her she was useless.
But you say useless or juiceless?
Useless. Because he wanted her to stay out the way.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Was
that from like the first season of the anime?
No, I think it's in the second season. It was like after the Battle of Leonis.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I can see something like that.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, that did happen there.
He's like, nah, you just get in the way. I thought that was a pretty funny interaction.
Yeah.
I think the useless thing has been done in a lot of animes though. Like, I'm gonna insult you so you stay away because I don't want you to get hurt. Like, isn't that really common?
Yeah, I think it's common, but I think Meliodas' personality and his delivery, I think that's what makes it unique.
Yeah.
He's so.
Yeah, you said it so casually.
Yeah, just
he wasn't
so
even
casual.
hurt her.
Just like you found it useless. So I think it's better that you stay here.
What, so he was just being blunt rather than like
yeah.
Okay. I guess that's different. Definitely. I think when he admitted he was scared was actually like something unique in the relationship. So I guess that's something you could add to the
Oh
list.
my god, you have to watch the latest episodes, bro. I'm telling you, like I know you guys remember like
I
that.
stopped watching the anime when they messed up the Galan scene.
Oh, I saw that. It was pretty bad.
Oh, they
I
messed
wouldn't
it up.
even
How?
I didn't even realize it was messed up until y'all niggas started talking about it.
I,
And
Yeah,
I
it's
like watched
not.
the episode and I was disappointed. it was like it
That
just
was
wasn't as
enough.
hype.
I was hyped. So if they would have did it the way you niggas wanted it to happen, I probably would have passed out.
No,
Like,
hold on, bro. Because you gotta tell me how it was different. Because I did ask went to go read it back, and I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure it
no
was
no,
almost
no
exactly the
it
same.
was just the way it was animated. It just kind of it didn't seem as I don't know
Yeah,
alive.
I agree. I agree with you. I know what you mean. I thought, yo, deadass for the first 2-3 episodes, I thought it was a different animation team and it was a different music director because like it seemed different, bro. It seemed like she was
Yeah, like
different.
when King killed the Albion, that was kind of lackluster.
Yeah, that was like less.
I
But
thought
in
that was
the
kind of
moment,
lackluster too.
yeah. But yo, no,
I was still hyped for it just because of the fact that it's King and he was developing. But as far as like what I felt when I read it in the manga, I didn't have that same reaction. I mean, not that I would expect for myself to have the same reaction since I've already seen it, but it's just that I didn't get that same feeling, because usually when I see something that's delivered well in an anime that's being developed from something that I've already seen, I get a feeling like yeah, man, they killed that, but I didn't feel that when I saw that.
So you saying anime is better now, Grim?
like the past 3 episodes have been really really good, and the latest episode I say is probably like it's probably the best episode of Taizai ever in terms of like the anime.
What happened in it? Like, what did it cover?
It's the reason why I say that's because myself personally, like reading the story of like when we found out about the backstory about Meliodas when he got his powers back and shit like that. That whole trial they had to go through is what the episode's about. That's what we got, and like we saw how the if you remember in the manga, we never saw how Danaflora got like destroyed, but in the episode,
Yeah.
we see
Yeah,
how
we did.
Danaflora
Meliodas blew it up.
no, like I'm seeing like animated wise. Like all we did was just see like it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they animate like how it happens, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it's pretty. You'll have to see it, and then like
I imagine it looks like when Enru does his El Thor move.
but yeah, and I also just like the whole like feeling like this nigga like bro, man, like oh bro, like he's like bro, I can take it, and he kept watching her die, and he kept watching her die until he finally admitted to himself, no, I can't take it. I'm scared to take it. I'm scared to like confront that shit. So he resolved himself to never let it happen again to this one, or to not let it happen to this one, to Elizabeth, and that's how he was able to get his power back. You guys removed from the manga, and like the anime did a really, really, really good job of like expressing that. Like, yeah, I'm psyched, my nigga. Like, what's up, bro? What's up?
Yeah, I think the best episode in season 1, at least for me, was when the King flashback with Helbram and all that stuff. And that was mainly just emotional and like story building. So I can see why this one's your favorite so far.
The best episode to me from season 1.
Best episode was when King was wrecking Gila.
I was gonna say something close to that. I don't know if it's the same episode or not, but it was Meliodas versus Hilbram.
Ooh, that was
good too.
I think that was because when I first saw that, I didn't see it coming for one, but for two, like the way that it was animated, the soundtrack, the fact that this nigga Helbram got power from Hendrickson, like when Hendrickson reached his hand out, bro, it's like I guess I'll lend a little, like
yo, that's it.
and then he the nigga just
Wasn't like 5 minutes later when he was like, "Yeah, you should probably run." When Deanne got her to take her treasure back, though.
Yeah.
What was it called? Like Ground Gladius? No, it wasn't Ground Gladius.
No, it wasn't Ground Gladius. I always forget
Catastrophe.
Catastrophe. Yes,
Mother Catastrophe. That's what it was.
That's it.
Like she literally lifted up a mountain, bro.
He was like, "Run, get out there right now."
Damn, bro. Yeah, especially if that all happened in that one episode, and I think that's my favorite episode from season 1. But I doubt that was all in the same one, though.
I like how like in some animes like whenever there's like a big hit or a big impact or like a big attack, like they slow down that fucking instant or that instance, so like you see it and you take it in more. But I like when it's like a quick succession animation, like I don't know if a good example. Bleach is a good example, right? Like if you guys remember the head captain Yamamoto, well, he'd do a super powerful last attack, and then the transition, like he'd be doing something else immediately after. Like they wouldn't let you take in the grasp or the magnitude of the attack, but you just knew it was enormous. And while that you're taking in that enormity of the attack, he's also doing something else that's incredible. And Taizai does that. Like Taizai's like, if you remember, bro, Gloxini and Demore smashed Meliodas, bro. And then in the same instance, Meliodas, bro, when Meliodas was fighting Gloxini and Demore, bro, they did this big ass attack and like Meliodas got fucked up. In the middle of like us seeing like the cloud, him being an explosion, he comes out and then cuts fucking Delore and shit. Like in mid impact of this impressive ass attack, he does that shit. And that's what I love about Tyzak. He's when the nigga gets a transformation, he's most likely not gonna win that fight, bro. That's what it seems like. Whenever you get a power up, bro, some niggas gonna power up even more so. Just to overshine your shit. I fuck with it.
I see.
Wait, is that Gloxinia scene in the anime yet, or is it only manga?
I doubt it's in the anime yet. That's in the tournament, right? In the labyrinth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anime.
You know what? Actually, you know what my favorite moment for season 2 is so far is when he did the full counter on the Albion.
That was pretty hype. That was pretty dope.
Oh my god, I was disappointed. I'm sorry. Just like you were saying, the king
thing.
Yeah. To me, like in the manga, oh my god, that was broken in the manga, bro. Like.
I don't know. I just like the way the voice actor says full counter, I guess.
At a certain point in season 2, like you said, I guess it's gotten better. But in the earlier episodes, it seemed like they wasn't delivering the same quality that they had from season 1. But hopefully
season one had amazing animation though. Like, do you think they're probably saving it for later fights, or do you think it's just trash?
I would hope that's what it is. I hope it's not trash, but that's definitely
they're saving it for Escanor.
Yo, if they saving it for Escanor, it's about to go down, bro. It's about to go down.
Are they covering the Vampires of Edinburgh?
They should, because they adapt every other side story, so I don't see why they wouldn't.
Oh, they did. Wait, hold on. Did they into the main anime? Or
you know Deanne's flashback, how she got her sin, that was a side story, and they adapted that. And
they did. Yeah. I never saw that.
In the recent episode, like from 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I don't watch the anime.
What do you mean how she got her sin? What the fuck? What?
How she became
envy? I was wondering.
Yeah, the sin of envy. That was they showed that with her and Matrona. That was a side story.
Oh, that was a
yeah.
And
I feel like it's another side story that they adapted too. Bond in the Lane wasn't a side story, was it? I know they made one later that expanded on it, but
no, I think it was.
Right?
No, I think. Fuck, what was it?
But I feel like there is another one. I just can't think of it.
Fuck, what was it? I think no. I know we got a main part for him, like, but there was a side story for him. You're right.
Yeah, but that was recent. Where they basically just expanded on his backstory that we already had, and I think the story about how they got their sins, I think all those are backstories. I mean, all those are side stories. Like they did it for Bond.
You mean like they're not in the manga?
Did it for Gother? Yeah. I can't remember who else we seen them for. I don't think King's was a side story. I think his was actually in the manga.
I don't remember what you're saying by like when they got their sin. Like I don't.
How they got their you know when they tell like with Bond, right? How he got the Fountain of Youth and became immortal.
Yeah.
They don't know the actual story, so it looks like he actually stole the Fountain of Youth. So that's why they dubbed him the Fox Sin of Greed.
Oh, okay. That's
that's what I mean when I say how they got their sins. And with King, you know,
so Meliodas got his name recently after Danafor?
Probably Danafor.
Yeah, I would assume that's where it comes from.
Merlin probably from in the recent chapters when they told us that she made that agreement with the goddess queen and the demon king or whatever.
That relationship needs to be explained. I don't understand what happened there.
It's kind of wacky.
I don't know either.
But
So in this chapter, Escanor is like dying from AIDS, right?
Oh my god! Stop! Killing me.
man, I don't know what's happening with Escanor, bro. But it's I don't like it.
Ugh, like the worst two panels I've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure whatever explanation they give, it's gonna make me not like it even more.
Yeah, he needs to just go back. Like when he said that bullshit, bro. Right after the fight, I was like, "Don't talk to me ever again, bro."
What did he say?
What bullshit he said?
Bro, no, I'm talking about the author. The author was like, fucking like, oh, this was an extreme. Like he lost a certain magic. He'll never be able to do this again. Like I don't know if that was a stupid translation, bro, but like it seemed like he nerfed Escanor permanently. Like it seemed like he was saying that the one is never going to be that strong. Because Merlin was saying that he had charged up like
like
so
30
age of 30 years worth of yeah. So it was like he used it there. So like technically, is the one never going to be that strong again?
I mean, one looks stupid, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I hope we never see the one again, to be honest.
Haters, bro.
I think the one could have definitely been executed better as far as the design. Like I understand what Nakaba was going for, but it just didn't resonate with me.
I feel like his pride is so like pristine and like elegant, because you know how in the Vampires of Edinburgh scene when he like says what does he say? He says like apologize for being born into my world.
Yeah,
like
apologize for being born into my world.
He said that.
That's like he really told him to apologize for being born. Like,
bro.
That's Escanor right there. That's why I loved him. But the one is just like he goes Hulk and like he has like a crazy smile on his face. Like what happened to the pride? I don't know.
Like that, bro. I was gonna say it's like if you notice all the forms progressively, they get more like unevenly bulky. Like like we see that that happens often.
Like, oh yeah, whatever happened to Bond?
He's in purgatory right now.
Yeah, I know. I was joking.
I heard. Wait. Go ahead and finish what you were saying, Grim.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh yeah. Like he gets like less appealing as it gets to fucking closer to 12, I guess. That was the whole curse.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was hoping it wouldn't reach that point where he just becomes like grotesque looking, and also like I feel like it would be actually I already wrote like my own fan fiction for this, and I'm pretty sure I showed Steve or something, but I think it would be funnier.
Zorro?
No, not that.
Oh.
I think it'd be funnier and also just more fitting with this character if like when he entered the one, like he stayed. He could be bulky, but he didn't look like grotesque and like the Hulk-ish looking. And like all his clothes burned off, and he said some shit like it's a sin to cover up my body or something.
Oh wow!
Because I feel like that would be fitting more with Pride. Like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of.
I think that definitely works better for his character.
Yeah, like
come to
I don't know. And his transformation could have had more to do with like fire and the sun. I just feel like going the Hulk route is the wrong direction.
I agree.
It's personal preference, though, I guess.
I like the powers that he showcased. I thought that was dope because like
with his hands.
Yeah,
did he like do a karate chop?
Divine Sword Escanor, bro. He named the attack after himself. Like, come on, now.
I like that part.
That was hype.
I was gonna say like on some real nigga shit. Like I didn't like how the fight. Like I love the fight. But like how he's been since the fight's been fucked up. So if I was to like write a fan fiction like about him after that, I would have like Escanor like cut Meliodas in half, and then like they leave Meliodas, and Elizabeth has this whole like monologue that he's dead or whatever. But then like we see him come back, but like some shit happens where Meliodas has to leave us again. But like we see him like he's alive, he's intact, and then we both get both of them out of commission for like a long ass time. Like Escanor is not back. Like right now, Escanor will not be able to come back like another 5 or 10 chapters. But like when he comes back, he's back to the regular Escanor, not just like nerfed monkey bullshit. I don't even know, but he's not even nerfed. Really, we don't know. But like I feel like some bullshit's gonna happen there. Like we know he's like sick or like still fucked up from the fight. Arthur's gone. Meliodas is gone for like what was it, half a day or something like that now? Like 5 hours, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how long it's been, but maybe it's
You
just
said
maybe
Bond.
he's not nerfed from the fight. Maybe he's dying from a broken heart or something.
That's gay.
Do you guys like that part of his character? His whole like sad schoolgirl all over Merlin and shit? Or
talking about Escanor? I actually do. I actually enjoy seeing that part of Escanor because it's like it's a juxtaposition with what we've come to know him as, and I feel like with her being the one person who can take him off of his pedestal to such a degree, I feel like it keeps him balanced, and it makes it to where he's not just this glaring symbol of perfection.
I liked it at first, and then when the Arthur shit got involved, where she's like all about Arthur and he like gets depressed.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not too keen on him being jealous of Arthur.
yeah,
I
but
don't
I don't
really
know
like
if
that part.
I don't know if I could say that's like a writing flaw or it's just like I'm mad that they did that to my boy, but I don't know. But definitely in the recent chapters when he's like depressed and shit, I don't know. I think that's just bad in general.
Yeah. And that might tie into to why he's coughing up blood and everything.
Broken
But
heart.
yeah, the broken heart. Remember double leg coffee. Um, I could actually see Nakaba doing that though. Okay, so
Maybe
I got a question for y'all. Oh, go ahead, double leg. Then I'll ask the question.
maybe whatever's happening to Escanor now is what was happening to the fourth Archangel guy that died.
Oh wow.
Probably, yeah.
Stop, bro. He's come on, bro. Stop with this gay shit, bro. That nigga, he got his ass beat, bro. That shit was-
Guy he was suffering a broken heart from Elizabeth, and Estraza was fighting him over Elizabeth, and then the broken heart killed him.
He got his
Wait.
ass beat. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me 3 niggas was after Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Pussy,
No.
What the fuck?
Come on, man. Like it was crazy enough to hear that Esterosa was after her, but to hear that Escanor
Wait, he
Senior was
said
after her
that?
too. Yeah, you don't remember that?
Was it? Why did he say that?
Or was I tripping when I read that? Did I read that the wrong way?
No, I read it the same way. He was like interested in Elizabeth.
Yeah.
It wasn't really explained, but it was like
Wait,
hinted
which-
at.
Wait, hold on.
chapter was
What
that?
was it?
I
It
don't
was
remember
when,
which chapter it was.
it was
I
when
feel
all of
like
them were fighting for the throne.
yeah, when they
Meliodas'
all
body.
came together, it was Meliodas, Zildris, and Esterosa.
Oh yeah, Estros has the whole thing with that. Yeah.
And then he was like, on one condition, you just give me Elizabeth and I'll leave you guys alone.
Mhm.
And then he's like, what? No, fuck out of here. And then he got serious for a second.
Was he saying that to fuck with him, or did he actually?
No,
want to-
it seemed like he was
No,
saying it to
yeah.
fuck with him at first, but then you see like an internal monologue where he's like kind of like worried.
We got the flat. We got it wasn't a flashback. Whenever he woke up the first time, remember from the tank or whatever. Like, he was having a dream and Elizabeth was there, and Elizabeth was telling him like, "Oh, did you have a fight with your brother?" Like back in the days when like I guess they were dating or like it seemed as if like they had an interaction together about something. Like he remembered her, and he was intrigued about that.
I should have saved that panel.
Maybe he has like a fetish where he wants to sleep with his brother's girl. Like I know some people are into that.
Probably.
Hell yeah.
Probably. I can see that. But now on to this question that I want to ask. First, I guess let me say, do y'all think that the sins have declined?
The series, you mean?
Not the sins. I mean the series. Yeah.
No.
I think so. Yeah.
Hell no. I think it's picked up.
So you think the story's gotten better?
Like if you've been following and like reading, then yeah, it's just like some chapters and some tones. I agree that like they're not like the hypes or whatever, but like in terms of the storyline, I think it's taking the biggest twist possible. The person who was literally the other main character, because if you don't remember, Elizabeth is the main character of the story. Technically, kind of, she's like the main character of the story. Like the other one goes evil, and he happens to be. He's always been, and they always told us that he was, and now he's revealed again that he's been like the strongest person in this series. So like the story literally took the entire time to characterize its main villain. Like you do we get that? But like the main character is the main villain, and we characterize him and we love him. Like I'm pretty sure half of us love Meliodas besides Devil Leg, who hates cool shit. But like that's technically what he's done. he characterized a villain. Like he made the villain the main character, and he characterized him exceptionally.
That's a great way of looking at it. I ain't never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, the series is been. This is probably like one of the most consistent manga I've ever read, besides Soul Eater.
Oh, really?
I don't really remember any dips in quality when I was reading it.
Well, can I ask you guys, what do you think is the what's the like most recent good fight we've gotten in the manga?
I would say Escanor versus Meliodas. That's
I would say those people versus Chandler or whatever his name is. The Sins versus King and Gother versus.
I feel like that was an alright fight, but it wasn't anything compared to what
Didn't Hawk like lick his hand or some shit?
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Listen, bro, Hawk is a beast. Stop.
Yeah.
Look at his mama, bro. Hawk will fuck somebody up.
I mean, Hawk is a beast, but I just wish Nakaba would have showcased him a beast. It's that much of a beast if he's gonna do something that's significant.
Nah, bro, they were like trying super hard to get rid of this Chandler guy, and he was full countering them and everything. I thought it was pretty hype.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hype moment to see the nigga go in, especially after he transformed. But as far as
the only downside from that was when Glock dude and and Droll died. I didn't like that.
I mean, I didn't like how they got off screen, but I feel like it was a necessary sacrifice. I thought it was cool, but
I don't know. It kind of felt like I don't have any more uses for these characters, so I'm just gonna have them get off screen. I do like it, man. I like those characters.
This nigga about stupid. Say he almost got serious because of Hawk. Nah, he haven't even read the last few chapters. He said, "Fuck that stupid ass faggot pig." Damn,
bro, Hawk is the man.
I liked Hawk. I liked when he sacrificed himself in the Hellbrim fight, but
of course you did.
The Hellbrim.
I just don't find it weird that
Hendrickson
Bond has called him master the entire time, and that like everybody's so attached accordingly, but like, and then we see Mama Pig like literally eat a purgatory flame for months PA and nothing happened. You guys don't find it weird that like he talks about being strong all the time, and then the author like literally this chapter, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it made a cover page of a bunch of pigs with Hawk there. Yeah. You guys don't find it weird that Meliodas has a big ass pig and that he gives her armor ties, bro? You guys don't find it weird like that? Like, something's weird about those pigs. Something's going on. I know.
Isn't there some shit with Hawk and that bird that he had in like a long ass time ago? There was like a parrot that he had that had the same personality as Hawk or something. You guys don't know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But yeah, I can't pinpoint exactly what you're referring to.
If you look up Hawk on the wiki, there's probably something about it, but I don't know. But there's definitely
what part
something.
Of the story was it from?
I think it might have been a side chapter about the bird. Like, I don't know, but I think it's foreshadowing that Hawk is like a reincarnation of something, and he probably has a big role in the story. Hopefully, it explains how he got revived in the Hellbrim bullshit, because
Hendrickson.
Otherwise, that sacrifice was like, eh.
I'm saying, man.
Was the bird's name Wandle?
It might have been. Does it look like a parrot or something?
Yeah. Oh, I remember this. It was in the flashback.
Which flashback?
Meliodas' flashback.
Meliodas flashback?
I think it was when it was detailing how he
a Holy War one?
How he was going through the different reincarnations and
okay.
Elizabeth's constantly dying and everything. I think that's what it was. But I can't remember.
Did you guys see like all the new outfits and stuff? How do you guys think about them?
He was in the anime?
The outfits. Let me look at them.
I liked them. I definitely like Deanne's, but I thought King's was cool too.
I remember
Deanne's. Hers were cool.
On the thumbnail of my video I just made, I have it on there. I have all the costumes on there. I can put up the picture, Steve. If you can screen share it, I'll give you the picture.
Oh yeah, I like Merlin and King's. I don't like Escanor's. It looks weird.
Yeah, Escanor's.
Was this in the chapter?
Yeah, it's in the chapter.
That explains why I haven't seen
it. Nah. Go to 6 and L.
You can post if I send it to you, or you can show if I send it to you, right, Steve?
I should be able to, yeah.
So is it gay to want to bang Margaret?
No.
No.
Yo, I asked that question, bro. I said the same shit, bro, because I fuck with Margaret, but she's sexy, and I fuck with Rudy. That's my nigga. He's strong as fuck, but like they're in the same body now. Like it's this is gay, bro. That's gay.
Nah, you're looking at it the wrong way.
Nah, my nigga, nah.
That's not gay, bro.
You can fuck with Rudy. They even called a nigga Ruderson.
Yeah, my nigga reduced.
Close enough.
Yeah.
You got it?
Hey, do you guys think Bond's gonna come out the purgatory like super strong?
I think he gotta, because I seen Hassan from he be in a lot of Dustin's videos.
He's credit listening.
Y'all don't know. Stop it. Hassan said that time in purgatory works differently than in the normal realm. So it's like it's been thousands of years in the time that Bond has actually been there.
What do you mean Hassan said? That's what the manga said.
No, I'm saying he reminded me of that. Not that that's something that he came up with. Because I forgot all about it, so I wasn't even expecting anything from Bond upon his return. But after being reminded of that, I'm like, this nigga Bond should be broken by the time he returns.
I think he's gonna be possessed.
I hope not, man. That would hurt me.
Unless he finds his sacred treasure in hell, then I don't see how he's gonna come back strong.
I mean, if he's there for thousands of years having to fight to protect himself, I'm pretty sure that's gonna elevate him in some way.
Unless he goes
I guess
by not having to do anything. What if you just walk around aimlessly and don't find anything?
I guess that's also a possibility. But then he might go insane.
What did Merlin tell us about her dad? That happened to her dad.
I think she said he went insane. I think she did.
But wasn't he like in a city or something, or like he was just walking around or something?
I honestly don't remember, bro.
I think I remember just the explanation of purgatory being some shit like the conditions change crazily and like it just drives you insane along with
it's like the new world.
Kinda.
I'd say it's more like that section in Kingdom Hearts 2 where you have to go into the underworld and Hercules and you can't use your magic.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that too, man. I forget everything.
Wait, are Derriere and Montspiet alive? They are, right?
Yeah, they're still alive. They haven't caught them yet.
Yeah, but we don't. Didn't they take their things already?
I don't see how they didn't find them, did they?
You got to find them to do that.
No, yeah, you're right. And they only have 5 out of the. Okay. Because I wanted, like, to me, like they have to join the side, bro. Like, I guess Cusack and Chandler are enough, but like, I don't want them to be enough. Derriere was cool, bro. Must-Be is cooler.
Yeah, I like them, but.
Oh yeah, I gotta ask you guys. Do you guys think Arthur is really dead?
The way they're setting it up, I don't think he's actually going to be dead.
He didn't even unlock a magical power yet, did he?
Nah. It seemed like they're dragging it out too much for him to actually be dead. Like if he dies, that'll be pretty sad, and not even a good sad. That'll just be like, damn, bro, what is this nigga Nakaba thinking?
Yeah, if he dies, then it just feels like a waste of a character or something. Like he set him up for so much, and then this is all it amounted to. Like
I mentioned in my review that like I think he's gonna be part of those characters who are gonna be like the upscaling of the war. Like when they show up, like it should be Esterosa, Meliodas, Escanor, Arthur. Those are the guys that currently are like they're not possible. They're not able to fight. Like Escanor, like he has that sick shit, so he's gonna scale up during the fight later on. I know how it's gonna be. Like he's gonna be a pivotal piece and shit. Meliodas they just told us he's out for like half a day, I think they said, or whatever the time period was. His chapter. Esterosa isn't there. They said that like it's fucking up their plan. And Arthur, like we know like the way that Merlin got over that shit so fast, bro. Like in one chapter, like the way that even though she was obsessing, like come on, bro, like nah, bro. This nigga's alive. He's coming back, and some shit's about to happen. The nigga's gonna upscale the war.
But that makes me feel better.
So basically, you're saying they're gonna get better in terms of their power. Is that what you mean?
No, like for example, the right now the war consists of all the players that we have right now. You know, the Sins, Stigma, led by the Angels, against all these Albions, all these demons and stuff. Zeldris, Kusak, you know, all that game. Those are the current players of the war. But if you add the pivotal players that I just mentioned, the war like scales up. Now it becomes a lot more devastating, a lot more decisive about what happens and who fights who. So because these players are being held back in the story for these particular narrative reasons, that's why I say that like they're gonna be the clutch, the climax of the arc. When they arrive into battle, which is gonna be later on, is gonna change the entire aspect. That's what I mean by upscale.
Oh, okay. I think I can agree with that.
Makes sense, I guess.
I feel like King's gonna grow his wings. He's gonna be like the deciding factor in the battle.
They're gonna be out there like Joji.
Sure. No, I'm just a King fanboy. I was just saying that.
Wait, Gloxinia had his wings, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gloxinia had
Gloxinia had
huge
wings.
ass wings.
So big ass shit. I gotta want some wings like that.
Yeah, type of wings make the end pussy wet.
Shit.
Gloxinia would like no death Escanor.
Yeah. Wait,
Hell
what?
no, hell no.
Yeah, he
What?
stabbed her. You stabbed him and then gave him life.
Really?
Yeah, to prove that it was an Escanor at night though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's different.
All right, I'm probably gonna head out after this next topic. I wanted to talk about the fights. No, I don't really like how the series went, but I'd rather not leave on a sour note. So, what do you guys think of that Hendrickson shit? Like, he has like a plot line going where he's like, I don't know if he's like in love with Ryudicel or if he loves the goddesses or something. But what do you think's happening?
My friend, I love
get
that you brought that
sour.
up.
Come on.
Oh my god, I was. Oh yes, bro. No, yes, bro.
Okay,
told
Grim,
Steve-
would you like to give your opinion on that?
Steven, bro, I was wrong as fuck, bro. I was wrong. Fuck, man.
What did you say?
I thought this nigga Rudisill put Hendrickson under a spell. He was on that
yeah,
gay
he
nigga
did
shit.
say
Remember that last chapter, bro? He's on that gay nigga shit, bro. Jolly as fuck to do whatever the fuck Rudisill said, bro. Jolly as fuck. And then we find out that he's doing this shit on his own, bro. All because he's a druid and he's devoted. And it makes sense, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like we said, if Jesus came down here, bro, you know we'd all be doing the same exact shit. But damn, Hendy. Bro. And now we found out that everybody else but Hendrickson, literally everybody else but Hendrickson is being brainwashed.
It's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't like the idea of Hendrickson being brainwashed because I feel like he would have done exactly what he was doing anyway. So I'm actually kind of happy that he's doing it of his own volition, just to keep consistent with his character. But at the same time, it's kind of weird because I really like Hendrickson being displayed as this great symbol of power, and even though his showcases haven't really stacked up to that ever since he was the main villain of an arc or of a saga, I guess.
They ever address that, like how the Grey Demons are way stronger than everybody else other than the Sins?
Yeah, they do. Actually,
Oh, what was the solution?
I mean,
Did everybody get stronger?
just get stronger. I mean,
When did they get stronger?
We saw in the anime, you did it too. These guys, like before going to training, anything like that. So we know there's been a training arc in 2 for the Sins. It took Grimoire, Gil Thunder, Hauser, and the addition of Hendrickson without power ups and without going full strength to take out like 2 Great Demons. I think was in the end of the row.
Okay.
Well, before, Hendrickson plus 1 Great Demon took out all of Leonis's only knights. So I guess they have, scaled it back a little bit.
yeah, niggas got strong.
So wait,
Hendrickson.
It's kind of crazy to think that the Albion's even stronger.
Yeah, I don't know what the power scaling situation with the demons is. I don't really pay attention to it, but I think Hendrickson. Do you guys think it's obvious that like the god. Wait, is it the goddess clan or the god clan? It's
The goddess clan.
So do you guys think the goddess clan is going to use him as like some sort of pawn, where like he ends up basically? I don't know what exactly he's going to do, but it would be like similar to opening up the key for the demon clan to get out. Do you think he's going to be the one that does that for the goddess clan?
My nigga, talk about predictions, bro. All right.
I think he has, like, that's what it's leading towards. But I will say that the way they set up Hendrickson and Dreyfus were like, they were like really respected, but they got caught up in the demon shit, and now like they have to make up for their mistakes and shit. I feel like he has to have some sort of redemption. So maybe he does fuck up, but he sacrifices himself or something to like make amends for it.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually did enjoy, or like I was kind of like fond of their little arc, or like the whole like Leonis like Holy Knight hierarchy and shit like that. It was cool when we got the first presentation, and like they did have like the whole prestige and honor.
You talking about like early on in the series?
Yeah, because like you were told like, oh,
I
like,
enjoyed
Diamond,
that.
Diamond Holy Knight, and she like I was like, damn.
I was actually hoping to see more of that, but it got pretty much thrown out the window pretty quickly.
I know, man. Yeah. I mean, we'll get more hopefully, but
I mean, I doubt it at this point because the highest rank Holy Knight is basically nothing compared to what we're seeing in the series now.
I mean, no, because if you remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, before the Meliodas was full power. It's full power. Before the incident, right? Before Hendrickson and Dreyfus like attacked or whatever, or like did the bullshit, like he had his power. He had his darkest power, right? Before they killed Zarathos, he had his darkest power, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Because that's what Merlin. Yeah, Merlin took it away. That's when Merlin took it away. So technically, he told us, Meliodas himself told us that Zarathos was stronger than him.
He said he was stronger than him?
Zarathos, he said, my Zarathos is stronger than him.
Stronger than Dreyfus?
Than Meliodas.
No, you never said stronger than Meliodas.
Look it up. I promise you.
I remember him saying something. I was just talking to my little brother about that like an hour ago, but I don't think he said he was stronger than him. I thought he said he just respected his power or something along those lines.
No. It was. I'm for certain, and it was either he was stronger than him or that he was like we're the same, or I can barely keep up with him, something like that. But he was acknowledging that like Zarathos is stronger than him or his exact equal. And I was wondering, like, oh, that must have been back then when he was weak. But like, if we think about it clearly, and correct me if I'm wrong, like, please do it. He had his darkest power. Merlin took away his power after Zarathos died. Like right when Zarathos was like the murder, when they found out, that's when she took away his power and shit. So the Meliodas that destroyed Danafor, that nigga still existed. That was the one that was fucking with Zarathos and shit like that. Like we saw what he could do, bro. We saw his purge and shit. We saw he was the head nigga and shit like that. I don't know how he got killed. But you know, if you that strong, how you got killed? But Mayo got killed.
They did the bullshit, like you said.
Yeah, killed by some bullshit. Maybe he killed himself a few times. You know, depression.
A few times.
Yeah.
I don't know. You told me they had like the dude who's like on the level of 10 Commandments on their squad.
What do you mean half of look?
I mean, most of them were as strong as they are now when they were the 7 deadly sins. It's just that they lost their sacred treasures, or they just were got rusty over the time that they were separated.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Holy Knights.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
I mean, the 7 deadly sins are Holy Knights anyway. So
bro, that's what
they are Holy Knights.
That's what I was saying, bro. That Zarathos is one, and then Death Pierce and then you remember Denzel? I think Denzel is like he's a sin level, bro. Right?
Denzel?
Wait, didn't he die?
I know who Denzel is, but
I could have sworn he was.
You don't remember Death Pierce's magic? You remember you know what Death Pierce's magic does?
Nah, I don't.
It's called.
I don't remember.
It's called delay.
Wasn't that like music shit?
You do your attack. What happened was Dreyfus, you know that long ass sword that Dreyfus does, like that, like shit does. He did it at Denzel, right? And then Death Pierce did his magic, and like he just stood there. The panel was like 2 panels of like Dreyfus standing there, and then he says, "Huh?" And then the next panel, his magic actually comes out, and all Denzel does is just tilts his head to the side and dodge it because he waited so long. And then I showed us that's his power, and he explained to us it's delay. He can delay your magic indefinitely.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Yeah, it's that broken. It's that broken. A full counter, he can delay a full counter, my nigga. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Death Pierce is crazy, and Denzel's even crazier.
So he's basically like Foxy, except he's not a scrub.
You remember what Denzel's magic was?
No,
was it getting one-shotted? Because that's what happened.
He curses you with the people that you've killed. They come back and try and like kill you.
Oh.
You guys don't remember that?
I definitely don't remember that one, bro.
He sat down Falls. Oh, you guys are like, oh my god, bro. The Azure Knights, bro. Them niggas, Azure Skies, they're called. Them niggas are broken, bro. Yo, Death Pierce is crazy, and Denzel's crazier, my nigga. That's what Faldrin's dealing with right now. You guys remember those flash? Like, you guys gotta read back.
I remember there was that one girl that like charmed you.
Yeah, she's crazy too. She has a charm just like that. But Denzel's crazy, bro. Denzel, like the people who you've killed come back to haunt you and they try to kill you, bro. They literally try to kill you. And Death Pierce delays your magic.
I remember liking them when I saw them. It's just I feel like Nakaba hasn't used them in so long, and I don't even know if he ever plans on using them. That like I just forgot about them.
I just remember Denzel getting one-shotted after the person possessed him.
He brought out the goddess lady or whatever.
Yeah, he let the goddess possess him. Wasn't that Narabasta who he let possess him?
Yeah, but I mean that's not his fault. That's who that was a reveal like who the angels are. It's sad that the altar decided to sacrifice Bartera's brother to like show that, but like we got to see how nefarious these fucking like pussy ass angels are. The niggas they're the real evil here.
But, I never really gave my opinion on whether or not I feel like the series is declining or has declined, and I feel like maybe not narratively, but like what Pinnock was trying to get into when he was talking about the fights. I feel like when it comes to writing different action sequences, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You didn't know that?
I just saw Jackie. I'm like, okay.
I could have sworn I said that, but I guess not. But yeah, like I feel like when it comes down to the writing of different action sequences and things that relate to the action, like with that chapter where Arthur first got Excalibur, like I was like, I was down in the dumps, bro, when I read that because I was thinking this nigga really lost it. What are they putting in the water in Japan, bro? I'm looking at Whole Cake. I'm like, damn. I'm looking at that chapter with Arthur. I'm like, damn. Like, bro.
I like that chapter. I thought that was dope.
You thought that was? Come on, bro. Arthur gets a sword and he's able to body the top demons.
Bodying them though.
He was bodying them.
Just hold them up.
Come on, bro. And
I think Stebo's saying that from the perspective. Stebo, is that right? Stebo?
Yeah, Stebo. Come on now, you know.
Right, Stebo is saying from the perspective of just that one chapter before we saw what happened next, like it looked pretty trash that he was just bodying all of it.
Especially since it was accompanied with the dialogue from Merlin. She was basically ramping it up. Yeah, she was basically ramping it up to the grand point to where he was actually cutting niggas in half, and them niggas had surprised facial expressions like oh, like they really didn't know what to do. Like they couldn't do anything to this nigga. And then he was basically soloing Meliodas and Zeldris for pages, bro. Like, what was I supposed to think from that chapter until we got the next chapter to where it was revealed that Chandler and Kuzak was trolling and Zeldris and Meliodas. Like, what was I supposed to think from that chapter?
Nah, bro, you thought the right thing, but I mean, now that you had the other chapter,
yeah, the other chapter cleared it up for me. Yeah, it was actually it wasn't bad like I thought it was, and it, like you said, it was actually kind of cool because it's like, damn, these niggas really just that broken, and then you cap it off with Kuzak getting the ultimate victory over that nigga by taking over his soul and his mind and making him kill himself. Like I thought that was so cold blooded, man. That was too raw.
That was raw as fuck, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like I love that because I also mentioned to myself, and like I think I did in my review too, and like this is one of the first times where like an author is using that like mind control shit like appropriately. It's not no like fake bullshit. It's not no like game jutsu shit. Oh, I'm just gonna traumatize you and torture you. Bitch, I can make you kill yourself, bro.
Nah, that nigga made him kill himself, bro.
Like for Tsukuyomi, bro, like you should be dying every time. Bro.
I wasn't even.
I can understand that, though. Like if you just open up the chapter that he's like soloing all four divas, you're like, what the fuck?
That was awful.
Not to mention that the way the series has gone is like I feel like 60%, probably more, of the fights end up like seeming close, and then one character pulls out some crazy shit, and they just completely destroy the other person. Like Estarossa versus Escanor was like that.
Really?
I mean,
Well,
other
it
than
was even for
Esterosa
like most of
versus
the fight, and then he pulled out the sun shit where he sent them flying into a lake, and they just got completely bodied. Like, you see what I'm getting at there?
I think I see it differently because like the way that he uses it in the narrative, like
I mean, like, yeah, the way Escanor's powers work is like the closer it gets to noon, the stronger you get. So that I understand that one, but I mean, like, can you give another example?
And Meliodas versus Montspiet and Derriere, like it was literally like it was Montspiet fired some giant flame thing, and then Meliodas just full countered it, and then they died, or
I
we
really
thought they died.
well, yeah,
No, I mean that's kind of how that works.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah, but I
like
mean,
that to
that's what I'm
me,
saying is the fights are like anticlimactic in a hype way, where it's like, oh shit, did that really just happen? So I could see why Stebo, God damn it, I keep saying Stebo. I can see why Stebo would think that this chapter is like that's actually what happened, but
I
just
disagree
because of how all
completely,
the fights
bro.
have gone.
I think you're crazy, bro. I think that's the best part of Taizai. The
No,
fact that
I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm just saying I can see why Stebo thought that.
oh, no, bro.
But
Whenever you don't know what the hell's gonna happen, bro, because you're making it seem like it's predictable that it's gonna be like backwards, or that like a stronger attack is gonna be like just beaten by another guy's crazy shit. But like to me, that's half the joy that you don't know which attack. Like usually in a fight, the first attack is gonna be like strong for the guy who's gonna win, right? Or the last attack is gonna be strong for the guy who's gonna win. But a lot of times, the person who's losing in Taizai will do some crazy shit. Like
Wait,
look at
isn't that what I said? I said like the fight is like back and forth, and then one person pulls out some crazy shit and just completely destroys the other person.
I mean,
yeah.
there's only 3 times I can think that happened though.
I think the
Like
prime
what?
example is Meliodas in Eskimo.
yeah, it's
We got two new forms and shit, and we were supposed to be like, oh god, who the fuck is gonna win? We didn't fucking know.
Wait,
And then,
really? I
yeah,
mean, that was the last example I was thinking of. Isn't it like I feel like Escanor versus Gallon and what's the other girl's name? Marcilla or
that was
something?
cool.
Mariscala.
Yeah, that ended like it was like we weren't sure who was gonna win, and then Escanor just completely bodied him with some
Oh, we
crazy
knew who
power.
was gonna win the
Man,
second he started.
Well, we knew who was gonna win, but we didn't know it would be like that fucking like handily. Like
I feel like in that situation when I was reading it, like I knew Escanor was gonna body them niggas. I just didn't know how.
yeah.
Like
yeah, that's.
I knew in my heart Escanor was gonna body him. That was
But
just the way I was feeling about Escanor at that point.
would you say that fight went from 100 to a zero or 0 to 100 real quick? Like that's pretty much what happened, right?
I don't remember exactly how it progressed. All I do remember is that Escanor was showing off. Like that was his first showcase, wasn't it?
I
Well,
remember. I remember, and the reason why it was so crazy is because exactly what you said. It happened like it went 0 for 100 like real quick. And
that yeah.
if you remember, we didn't. I don't think it's either you didn't read if you didn't read the backstory. I think that's what I did. I didn't read like the side story of the Vampires of Edinburgh, but I didn't know anything about this guy. It was just a weird ass guy in the beginning of nowhere, and it was so
Oh, so the
weird.
side story came before that?
It did,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, it
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think I knew that. Or maybe I did know that and I just forgot like I normally do. Probably
But
just
Well,
like,
the
forgot.
thing is, the
The
vampires.
whole thing with Escanor and Galan that came right after Bond was doing the stuff, right?
What was he
during,
doing?
I want to say it's like no, it was yeah after.
I'm like he was
What's
fighting Galan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe I don't know.
well,
I feel like it was
if you
right
guys
after that.
watch the
Yeah, yeah,
anime,
it was
God
because
damn it,
that was how they found Escanor because they
Well,
were
they
running
they
away from
hid in
Galan.
his bar, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I would say I don't think it went from 0 to 100. It was already pretty tense at that point. I feel like
Well, I mean,
you're right. 50 to 150.
because like I remember he was like playing golf with these niggas, right? And he was like shooting balls at them, like solid rocks at
Boulders,
them, and
bro.
while they were running
Boulders.
away, and then Escanor was like the final line of defense, and he turned out
well,
to be
yeah. I mean,
like a beast.
the intensity was always there because at that point in the story, the Ten Commandments seemed like completely unstoppable. But what I'm saying is, in the fight, it was like they were trading blows because the whole point was that they were trying to like scare each other into turning away so that Galen's commandment would activate or some shit.
Yeah, but it only lasted like 2 turns.
To me,
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody was injured at
It was
that point.
it was a back and forth though. It was like Escanor cut up in half the flex, and then he was like, "I didn't kill you on purpose." I was like,
Exactly.
and then Galal tried to do something, but he was like, "Nah, fam," and then he like ran away.
I think Escanor was laughing, and then he just cut that head.
Like no one was injured. From our point of view, that fight could have gone on for like another 30 minutes, but it literally just ended in an instant. I feel like that's how a lot of Taizai fights end. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying in Taizai fights, shit can just go from 0 to 100, and that's what the Arthur chapter was. Like shit just got crazy, and it seemed like right in line with the story. So it's not a big deal to think that he actually defeated them all.
Bay Area says something like that's pretty cool in the comments. He's like he prefers close fights because they seem more hype.
I do too, which is why I was disappointed when Monspiet and Derriere got like destroyed, because I feel like they could have been a good matchup for King and Diane. Like imagine if we got a high diff or extreme diff fight between them. It would probably be like top 5 in the series.
Amazing.
But
It would be an amazing drawing. Hell yeah. I was gonna say
like a tag team fight, bro. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And it's not too late either.
No. So
That's debatable.
They love big fights.
I was gonna say when you mentioned earlier about the commandments, like just like disappearing and shit, like I think that's the biggest problem that I probably have in the series ever. And like the way that they dismantled the problem of the 10 Commandments, it was underwhelming to me. Like it's kind of exceptionally disappointing.
I agree.
Wait, what were you talking about? The dismantling of the 10 Commandments? What do you mean?
Like, basically how they were hyped up to shit, and then
and they got dealt with.
We got introduced to Escanor. We saw Merlin's full power, and Meliodas came back from the dead.
Nah.
Like God said.
Don't get me wrong.
I actually disagree with that. I actually like how they were taken out. It was like slowly over the course of the story, as opposed to like one giant battle at the end or something.
I didn't mind it.
I think I wanted it. I want it to still be happening.
I wouldn't even say that the speed and how long it took is the issue. I think it's just the way that each of them got defeated. Like he was saying earlier with Monspier and Derriere, I feel like that was a big a misstep on Nakaba's part.
I mean, other than that though, I don't think
Meliscula, the way she kind of got like sidelined to the point where niggas even forgot that she was still alive.
I mean, I don't know how she came up
right before the Escanor versus Meliodas fight. I thought that was weird. Didn't really like that very much. Grey Road didn't really do anything except for make people think that he was gonna die, and he got cauterized. What else? Fraudrin really wasn't much.
What you mean, bro? Fraudrin.
He was a substitute.
No, bro.
but he could still be something though.
Bro, Fraudrin is the biggest piece. Fraudrin is the biggest piece out of all of them.
In terms of scheming, he played his part. But I'm talking about strictly if we talking about fights and how people were portrayed in terms of power and everything. I don't think Fraudrin was handled well.
Well, he was a substitute, so you can't expect much from him.
I guess, but each one of them was a substitute at some point, right? None of them are actually original 10 Commandments. Well, I wouldn't say none of them. Some of them probably are, but because we know there were other 10 Commandments in the past, so some of them are actually substitutes.
Well, I don't remember. Was he sealed or not? Like, how the fuck did he get out of the seal? Or
Fraudrin, I think. I'm assuming that it's just one of those things where it's just like plot. He just kind of got lucky and he was out of there.
Yeah, I think they said something like he got out like early.
Yeah.
Or the seal was weak or something. I don't know. But
he was weak, so the seal didn't work. Nah, I'm joking.
Probably.
That's probably actually how it happened. Who else? Galan. The reason why I didn't have a problem with how he was defeated is because it was executed properly with the reveal of Escanor. And
I thought Escanor would be handled in a way where he wouldn't be used that much, so that way the tension was still there, and like the Sins would get their own fights. But I think the pacing was like a little too fast. Where you gotta use Escanor
as like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he doesn't do that though. I remember that one fight with Chandler. He actually took Escanor out. Because of
that's one, but that's basically after the 10 Commandments relegated.
By that point, the people we were hyping about were gone, and then and then we got 2 new guys who are supposedly stronger than like
Yeah.
all of them.
All of them combined somehow. But who else was a part of the Ten Commandments? Galaxenia and Dolar. I feel like they were done well, but that's a portion of the story that I don't really
No,
have too much recollection
fuck that.
of.
No, Steve-O. Bro, Steve-O, when I talk
What?
about the biggest piece of stupidity that could be rendered, it's Gluttony and Delora training Diane and Gabe. What the fuck, bro? If it was not for the flashback
You thought
being
that was
good,
stupid?
bro, the only reason why that's good is because the flashback was good. The flashback was good, bro. The whole concept of why they went to a flashback was stupid. Oh, we're gonna train you because you're a demon and now, or you're a fucking fairy and I'm a giant and shit. Like, oh, we're gonna train you. Like, no, bro, that was stupid, bro. That was
Yeah,
stupid.
I feel like the way that they came out and just sort of forced it. I feel like that's stupid. I think it could have been written better to where it was like over time they got developed to the point
And then he kills them.
to where they felt like they needed to train them for some reason. But I don't feel like that was a necessity or something that actually had to happen based on what we had actually known about their characters. So yeah, I could agree with that.
All right, well, I think
I
this
like
is a good time for me to dip.
Blah, blah.
All right, hey, but before you go, I got a question. Is it pronounced Panak or Panak?
He doesn't know.
Wait, what was the second one?
Panak.
I think Panak is better.
Panak.
Yeah, because the way it's pronounced is it's like Panaka Naka Naka Naka, so Panak is probably
Panaka. Yeah.
Wait, your name is Panaka?
Yeah, I never try to say the
Nigga,
whole
that's
thing.
long as fuck.
I never try to say
That's
that's
like-
not even the whole name. That's not even the whole name.
It's not the
Yeah,
whole-
that's like half of it. There's a lot more Naka Nakas in there. Yeah.
For some reason. Where did you even get that name from?
I think like in
It sounds
middle
like something from an
school
old Nintendo
or
game.
in elementary school, I made like Panerpal as like my RuneScape name or some shit. And then one of my friends just said Panaka Naka Naka or some shit. And then I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, so the stream was pretty fun. You guys like I think my favorite mangas right now are probably One Punch Man, Golden Kamuy, and Red Storm. Are you guys fans of any of that shit?
One Punch Man for sure. I want to get into both of the other ones you mentioned, but I haven't yet.
What is Golden Kamuy?
It's getting an anime soon, so you might just want to wait for that. But basically, the plot is that a bunch of it takes place in Japan in like probably the 1920s or 50s or something. But basically, a bunch of prisoners escaped from this like really high security jail, and one of the prisoners had like a huge amount of gold or some shit. And he tattooed on all the escapees' backs like a map. So the protagonist has to like track down all the escaped prisoners and skin them alive, and then he could piece together the map. And there's a bunch of there's like 3 main factions. One of them's like
It's
a
like
crazy
a picture of the back.
I get. Well, I think he didn't want anyone else to find them, and the guy who tattooed it on them is still in jail. So
after you take a picture.
Well, they actually do make copies instead of killing some people. Like some of the people that are his in the protagonist group are like actual escapees themselves. So he doesn't kill all of them. But there's basically 3 main factions. Like one of them is like an old swordsman from the Japanese army, and he's like a badass. And then one of them is like a crazy general who got half his brain blown off, so he like has mental problems. But it's pretty cool, and it's
that the nigga with the thing on his head.
Yeah.
Yo,
his brain like drips out the front sometimes.
What's it called again?
Golden Kamuy. It's a lot of comedy, and for some reason the author really likes showing off. It's called like Ainu culture, which is like the natives in Japan, and they do like some hunting shit. But when it focuses on action and the like plot and stuff, it's pretty nice. So you can check it out.
Are there titties and swords?
I was just about to, hold on. But before you answer that, I need to ask this question about this one chick that somebody was I hope they was trolling me, but it was this broad I think was a recent chapter, right? She was like wearing a long black dress or something. Was that a trap? Because niggas was
expand on that.
Stop.
Did she have a mole?
I think so.
I think you got trapped, Steve. So
He's okay.
Hey,
He's a trap.
That's a beautiful ass nigga. If it was a nigga,
Stop, bro. What the fuck?
you can't blame me.
Like,
You
just-
can't blame you. You blame that
Like,
nigga's
before you-
genes.
Beautiful.
before you
ass,
judge
bro.
Steve-O, you should read it yourself before
Yeah,
you.
you should see that nigga, bro. Assuming that was actually a nigga. You should see.
He told me he should see that nigga, bro. Come on, bro.
All right, well, yeah, but go ahead and answer Grim question about the titties and swords. Is it titties and swords?
Oh, there's swords, yeah, and there are titties at one point. They don't focus on it too much, but they do make a lot of like sexual jokes, so I guess that counts. Yeah, but just check it out. It's a good series.
Bro, what do you mean they were titties at some point? Did the person
Like-
with titties lose them or something?
I mean, they were like the antagonists of one arc, and they fucked on screen for once, and then they. Well, I won't spoil
my
what happened
God.
next.
Okay, all right.
All right.
All right.
Come
on, you said
They
too
were-
much already.
It didn't go like Tokyo Ghoul status, where it was an entire chapter dedicated to a sex scene.
Yo, they had it Tokyo for real?
Yeah. There's one chapter where
I
the
heard
main
about
character
that.
got laid.
Yeah, I heard about that. And
The
I
entire
was
chapter
kind of
getting laid?
salty. Yeah, I was kind of salty because I wanted to read it, and that seems like a pretty big moment.
I mean, I started Tokyo Ghoul like halfway through so I don't really give a shit about the beginning of the plot. But from what I can tell, it's really good. So I guess I missed out by not reading it. But oh well.
Huh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna dip now. I'll probably be in the YouTube chat or something, but it's too cold out here. I gotta go inside.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out. And he never said how to pronounce it either.
He said Panak.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah. You're right. He said Panak. Yeah. So it's
Did
Panak.
you guys see like those that whole widespread at the end of the chapter?
I feel like I
No.
did. You talking about the one where they had like the Albions and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that. It was sexy.
Oh yeah.
What about it?
Yeah, I was saying like it was like spectacular.
Yeah, it was dope.
Shit was like it was like what 9 Albions?
I think it was like 5. Hold on. 1, 2,
No, it was
3,
9.
4, 5.
There's silhouette. The ones in silhouettes in the background.
Yeah, I see the silhouettes. Yeah. So it's probably like 9 of them. You know, I didn't even realize that these are the humans in front of them. I was just looking at the demons the first time I saw it.
Oh, yeah, that's how small they are, bro. That's a small group.
Crazy.
I thought it was gonna be a huge ass army because like Stigma last time in the flashback they looked bigger, bro. Like it was everywhere.
Yeah.
But like right now they don't look that big. And there's supposed to be giants in there too and fairies. So
Man, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so other than Sunshine, what's the best power in the series?
Probably Snatch.
You'd say Snatch?
um,
I would say Invasion.
which invasion?
Gothers.
Goku's ability. I mean, all the Sans abilities are broken. The only one that's not like cheating is the ends. That's the only one that's not cheating.
Disaster isn't cheating.
But hers is actually
Disaster's not cheating. Dominion
Disaster.
over life and death. That's not cheating.
That's not cheating.
Wait, what's disaster?
The way he uses it is not cheating.
Okay.
Who's his disaster again?
King. And Glaxiniemia.
What was the definition of disaster again? Like, did he give us
Dominion over life and death.
Not over death, just over life.
Okay, well, life, I guess, yeah. But still, like, nigga,
I mean, it just meant he can control his spear and make your injuries worse.
that's not all he can do. I mean, you making it sound so mundane. Like this nigga could turn a scratch into a gaping hole. Like, you know that injury that Katakuri gave to Luffy? He could turn every scratch on Luffy's body into that exact same injury.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You remember Sario and Tario?
Yeah.
I think Sario's is pretty badass. Tornado? Or what's it called? I think it's called Tornado, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? They were like,
I don't even remember.
No.
so the little boy, Sario, when whenever in the flashback, whenever they were fighting, he had like it was like the invisible and you couldn't see it or sense it, but like it was like a radius around him was like shearing wind, and Daria like tried to punch him and shit, and then like the closer she got to in the area, the more her arm and her bone literally like got shredded away, and then she had to like use excessive force to push through, and then she used like the pointy end of her elbow that was like left to like stab him in the eye and shit. I think I have a camera stuff. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, the flashback that like little sequence in the flashback, bro, that was a badass fight, bro. Like Sario and Tamriel are fucking monsters.
Oh, is that the Archangel, tiny Archangel?
Yeah, the tiny Archangel. Yeah.
I forgot that they even had named abilities. I just thought
Yeah,
they
they
was
had
going in
graces
with
or
raw
something.
magic.
Yeah, remember it tells us about their blessings.
And one of them is like Sunshine.
Yeah, Miles is Sunshine.
Yeah, I know
Lucifer
Miles is
like the
Sunshine.
Flash or something.
Yeah, Flash. That's really and then
one of them is Torrent or something like that, or Ocean.
Tornado and Ocean. Yeah, so those are the other ones. I forgot what Ocean does, but Tornado is sorry.
I like the simplicity of full counter, and it's like super useful because it doesn't matter how strong you are; it just matters how strong they are.
Yeah,
we saw it get dealt with already. You remember what's your face?
Who?
Merlin's apprentice.
Vivian.
Vivian, yeah.
She can get the dick, by the way.
Hey, shit. Guilt and retribution. Whenever her Hendrickson and Guilt Thunder were attacking Meliodas, she did this shit where it was like a loop, or like I think she called it infinity, or like I forgot what it was, or like continuous, but like she made the magic attack like go around Meliodas or like continue, so that like he couldn't pinpoint his full counter on it, and then like ended up hitting him in the back. And it was kind of like for example,
I know
like,
what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. Like he had when he does a full counter, he has to hit it right. He has to like actually target it. It's kind of like actually touching whatever you're trying to counter or whatever, right? Yeah. So like I guess he just like he made the attempt and she moved it out of the way so that he had already used his full counter, and then he got the full blast of the attack. So it's kind of badass that you can like if you can manipulate like the magics, then you can like affect it. That's why I said that like technically Death Pierce, the guy from your side, he should be able to fuck up with Meliodas pretty bad.
Is your love for Death Pierce like your love for Strusen?
What the fuck up? Oh shit. But no, there's a few guys that are pretty strong. I'm really excited right now. I think right now we're at a pivotal point.
Isn't this the start of the Holy War? Isn't this what they've been hyping up the entire series?
Pretty much.
Barcher was right.
I mean, niggas about to go in. Hopefully it lives up to the hype.
It won't.
Stop.
Like, stop. Bro.
I don't know. They like you see Hauser and Gila in front, and it's like, okay, well,
what? Bro, Hauser's a monster, bro.
Hauser's okay. Emphasis on okay. Like he's not anything special.
Hey, apparently he's stronger than Guilt Thunder right now.
Yeah, Guilt Thunder's also only okay. Those dudes got left behind, bro.
Bro, I thought Guilt Thunder was gonna be like the Arthur of the story, like how Arthur is right now. Like I thought Guilt Thunder was gonna be like pivotal as fuck in terms of like growth and strength and shit. Because of the way they set him up, the way they put him out, like he was like the one that fucking Hutchinson was like using the most and shit. Promising child. He's part of the main trio or the main young trio and shit like that. Like he basically leads that trio too and shit. I thought all about it, but then we got the whole he's like obsessed with fucking Margaret and shit arc while Vivian's obsessed with him. I don't know, man.
I mean, that's understandable though. It was like it was inevitable that he would get left behind like this when the power levels were going into like the 20,000s. I already saw it coming.
You didn't want him. Yeah, you're right. And it wouldn't be realistic for him to like power up that huge. I guess he was just cool. He was a cool main villain or like side villain from the first arc.
Are you talking about
Guilt Thunder?
Guilt Thunder. Oh, okay.
I remember that famous lance throw, right?
Yeah.
The famous what?
When he threw the spear.
Oh, come on now. I forget that.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. I remember the entire anime community everywhere. Nigga, all I saw was that clip, bro. Everywhere, nigga.
Yeah, when the anime came out, I saw that part. I was like, damn, bro.
Like, and the music too, bro. I had never heard the music before. The music made it badass, bro. I was like, nigga, that's how you. And he just threw it back at him.
Yeah, it broke the entire castle. Oh my damn, bro.
Like Taizai, like the anime is like amazing, bro. Like, but I see why you guys were like tripping about it at first. But I think right now it's actually worth it. Like really, really impressive. The first few episodes they're not cringy or anything, bro. You just notice some of the differences.
They're not cringy. It's just that they're not what I was expecting. For like the level of quality I was expecting from what season 1 was.
Yeah, same.
I still think that full counter against the Albion was badass.
Yeah, that was dope. But like Grim says, I think it was a little lackluster. And what was I about to say? Speaking of full counter, like back on the topic of broken abilities, I think that what's her name? Infinity. I think Infinity is probably the most broken one.
I mean, I don't even remember what it did. It just cheated that one time.
Yeah, what does it do? That's what it does. It cheats. It lets her use infinite
every
magic.
time.
She can use infinite magic.
Oh.
Like if she casts a ice spell,
infinite
and it freezes you, you're frozen forever.
Oh, okay.
That's literally like the name is the only description that you need is infinity.
Yeah. And then
I think hers got to be the most broken.
I mean, I personally think Meliscula is just as good, or not just as good, but is an exceptional sorcerer as well. She's gonna bring back the dead.
It was good, bro.
It's bad.
She's able to bring back the dead. She was
eating souls.
Skeleton, eating souls. Well, they can all do that. But yeah, eating souls and shit. She fucking made skeleton army and shit like that. Like she's done all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm not even talking about all of it. I'm pretty sure she's doing. I think it was her. Yeah, she's the one who summoned the Albions or whatever. Like it's
she's pretty ridiculous.
It's just sorcery.
In terms of sorcery, her magic ability is it's nothing to scoff at for sure.
What was that? Oh, I'm forgetting too. That cube that she put fucking Meliodas in and shit, and he had to go into like an enraged form to get out of and shit like that.
The cocoon.
Yep, the cocoon or whatever.
Darkness cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
The cocoon of darkness.
There were some more shits. Didn't she do some crazy shit to Bond too? Like, the matter of fact, don't remind me because that's coming up in the anime now.
Yeah, it's coming up in the anime soon.
Yeah. The next 3 episodes, 2 episodes.
I don't even remember, so I wouldn't be able to remind you anyway.
Mm.
I'm actually glad I forgot a lot of stuff.
Why do you like Snatch so much?
Because like you can snatch anything, bro.
Dirty
like,
pervert.
Like a nigga. See, I wasn't even thinking about that, but you can snatch anything, bro. Like, oh man, like if a broad thinking that she don't want you, snatch the feelings right away from her.
What?
Get the pussy.
What's wrong with you, though?
You can't
What
do
you
that,
mean?
bro. You can't
Yes,
do
you
that.
can, bro.
Stop,
Snatch.
bro.
If you can
Bro,
snatch
what?
an abstract concept like strength,
feeling,
why can't you snatch a nigga's feelings, bro?
What you mean like strength? That's not an
Feeler in
abstract
the
concept,
face.
bro. We know you can define strength.
It is abstract.
Nah,
Strength.
man, fuck out of here, bro. He's like his girl fantasies, bro. He's like, bro.
Come on, now, like a nigga's power, you actually taking somebody's power level. It's not just
The power level, my nigga. That's not a
like, like power, nigga. You taking a nigga's vigor. Like, come on, bro. That's ridiculous.
Nigga, stop, bro.
Steve, you know
doing
again, bro.
too much.
I mean, he can't just like take it out of their hands, can he? He was having trouble with what's her face?
He can take your weapon.
Gila.
I mean, he wasn't really fucking with her like that.
They were basically trolling Gila, bro. When I look back on that, every time I look back on that, I'm just
They
like,
were trolling Gila,
what
bro.
are y'all niggas doing?
Bro, she was talking so much shit.
I'm like, Bond, you can literally take all of her strength right now if you wanted to. And Deanne could have, even if they felt like they were helpless, she could have erected a barrier to keep them safe while King was fighting.
Yeah.
But like, they just didn't do anything.
What's wrong with the fuck up?
Bro, man. That maybe that him wrecking Gila in the Acropolis was super awesome. That's what made me a King fan.
To me, just King's demeanor in general made I'm his fan. I like his slosh and I like his demeanor. I like how he has like his fat transmission and shit is a king, whatever his deep voice. Like to
No,
me,
no,
he's
I don't like
pretty-
Fat
that's the best part, bro. When he goes fat, bro, like
King. No, bro.
Trash.
That's just not right,
I
bro.
hate that King design, bro. I wish it could any King just.
I'm telling you, bro. If I was
Just
a
like
king,
that.
bro, like that as a real ass. If I was a king, I would have seasons, bro, where I would like transform and shit. During the winter season, bro, I'm gonna be fat, just like King,
What?
just like that. Where he has coach and shit, During the summer, I'm gonna slim down and shit. Be some warrior shit, a warrior type nigga during the summer, During the fall. During the fall, we doing some stylish shit. Put on some nice attire, some nice clothes at the time. I'm gonna wear all animal coats. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get all them animal numbers vanished. I'm gonna wear every single domestic animal.
Your closet
nigga-
in the cemetery, huh?
Any nigga that you could have as a pet, my nigga, I'm gonna wear that skin, bro. I'm gonna wear that skin. Wear that skin, and then what's the last season? Spring or whatever. During spring, I'm cool, bro.
You skip spring. That's cool.
What can we do in spring? I don't know, bro. I'll do something crazy for spring, bro. I'm just saying.
You
chubby?
spring it. You spring it.
As a king, bro, I'm doing dramatic shit, my nigga.
Do
Really
what
excessive.
you want. Do what you want to do.
Excessive, bro. King, King.
But nah,
King.
Fat King can go suck a dick, bro.
Why?
Damn.
It ain't that bad, Devil Egg.
It's not that bad. I was just saying. Fuck Fat King.
Fat King is better than Hawk. I'll say that much.
Nah, stop it, bro.
Hawk is trash.
Hawk is the greatest.
Hawk is straight shit, bro.
Hawk is all
Bro,
right.
even Bond calls that man master.
Man, Bond's a bitch too. What do you mean?
Stop, bro. Bond's the best sin, man.
What? Nah, I can't even say that.
Bond's the best sin.
I'm not gonna say that.
Character.
Compared to other anime, I'm surprised how relevant non-main characters stay in Seven Deadly Sins.
I love that. That's probably like one of my favorite things and what I hate about One Piece the most. Are like the people who he introduces and he makes look cool and what makes you want to see more of. You never see him again. You get stuck with like, really, bro. It's not really getting stuck with like the main cast, but like, fuck the main cast. So
I mean, even the main cast gets sidelined at this point.
Yeah.
they deserve to. Them niggas
5 years without half of the crew, man. Like, come on now.
5 years.
5 years.
I mean,
The crew's
Chopper
been
still
separated.
hasn't done anything since like Skypiea. I mean, I guess he did the thing in Eddie's lobby, but still.
I mean, the crew hasn't been totally assembled in 5 years. Like, even the time where they were all on Zoe, Sanji was gone.
Oh yeah, since you're right, yeah. Well, niggas get tired of drawing certain people, bro.
Just started
Not drawing, like, nigga, he hasn't had to draw them in 2 years.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, fuck Zoro, man. I'm tired of that.
Whoa. Calm that shit down.
Don't nobody want to be drawing nigga one eye the whole time. Bro.
Calm
Bro,
down.
back on what I was saying, like other than Soul Eater, this is like the one where the main characters don't get like, I mean, not like there's more than one relevant character. Basically, it's not just Meliodas.
Is Soul Eater actually good or do you troll with that shit?
No, I actually like Soul Eater. I'm not sure if it's good, but I mean, I really like it because other people don't seem to like it as much.
I never actually got into Soul Eater. I think I watched like the first 2 episodes, but didn't stick with it. I do that with a lot of stuff though.
That's like the one where like the Grim Reaper is like the leader of the shit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
read the manga.
I hated it.
You finished it?
No, I think I actually watched like a few episodes and then like I just thought like, man, this is gonna be a drag to try.
No,
Yeah.
that sucks. Anything else about Tarzan y'all want to talk about? Y'all think we talked it to death?
I mean, my nigga, I got a lot more to talk about, but you know, it's 2 in the morning over here.
Yeah, it's late here.
Who's the
too.
hottest girl?
The hottest girl. Oh
Oh,
wow.
nigga. All right, we got another 45 minutes.
I think my vote goes to
Don't
DM.
vote for a trap or an underage girl.
Nah, but they don't ain't no underage girls,
I
bro.
don't know.
You got bitches that are 1,000 years old, bro. They're cougars. Maybe for like 1,000 years.
Elaine is a cougar.
All these hoes are like 200.
I guess he's right. Elaine technically is a cougar.
They're all 200
I'm
years
like
old.
40 and she's like 1,000 or something.
Isn't Diane's like 200? Is she more than that? Like 150?
I mean, but
Like
King's still older than her.
So, bro, I'm just saying the females, but like all the females are way older than us. Like we are underage.
You mean like compared to us? So yeah.
All right, so Steven said Diane.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I kind of like when Diane gets small, bro. I kind of want to bite the fuck out of her, bro.
Yeah, I want to fight her when she's huge. Like go swimming in the pussy. What
Shit. Bro, like the silhouette, bro. Like, bruh, not the silhouette. The whole like she after the big widespread, bro. There was one where like her titties were big as fuck, but it was just popping up.
Hold on.
Straight, like,
go back to the chapter real quick.
Like,
you know you about to do the same thing.
It's the one after like the when her legs are spread and she's like showing King her pussy and shit like come eat it. He's like her titties are big as shit. Like they're huge, bro. They're huge. I would either choose her or Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho. She was Jericho was the one. You know, Jericho. Damn, her titties are big in this panel, bro.
Hell yeah.
What the hell Nakaba was on, man?
Mm-hmm.
Was he on? Won't even hate this one.
Exactly, man.
He must have put on the wrong glasses or something, bro. Like,
and in the anime, bro, Liz in the anime, her titties big as not Elizabeth, Liz, nigga. She's big as hell, bro. Yeah. Like, but I swear, bro. Oh my god.
Wait. Have you seen Nami's titties in the anime lately? Are they bigger than Nami's in the anime right now?
It's a different drawing style, but I would say yes, technically, because like you have to see it. They look like, bro, Meliodas' hands, they look dwarfed when he's like,
I mean, Meliodas got baby hands, so that's not
no, you see when he grabs you, Elizabeth, they're like, you know, they cover this shit. Yeah, but like Liz, bro, like, oh, bro, and she's a freak, bro. Like, the reason why I say this because whenever he did that, she was like, "Don't do that in public," and she like smacked him on the head and shit. When Elizabeth usually like blushes and just like covers herself, she was like, you know, do that to me later on.
Yeah, let's wait until we get to the highs, man.
Hey, no homo, bro. When I say this, bro, like no homo, like for real, no homo.
Oh my god,
like, bro, like, so real nigga shit, bro. Like, no homo, bro, no homo, bro. No homo, bro. Like,
you gotta start off with a. All right, what is?
I gotta say.
Continue, bro. Just say.
I'm just saying.
I'll fuck this shit out of Margaret, bro. Like,
wait. Wait. How is that gay?
That's not gay, bro.
How is that gay?
That's gay shit, bro.
It is gay, bro. It's like half gay. It's like at least half gay, bro.
Bro, you have to explain this shit. I don't understand how it's gay.
Bro, that'd be like if Law like switched the dude and a girl and you fucked the girl while the dude's inside of her.
Hey, would you fuck Nami when Sanji was in her body?
Hell yeah.
No.
I think so. Why not?
I don't know.
As long as that nigga keep his mouth shut. I don't see why not.
Steve Okun. That's what the nigga feels.
No.
Yo, there's no way
That's too weird, bro. I would have said Margaret too, but I mean, you know.
Man, Derriere is the baddest female in Taiza.
She reminds me of Mira Jane, so I think
Derriere looks ratchet, bro. He's a haircut.
Hey, man.
I mean, she like fine ratchet though. She like female Jinbei.
Fine ratchet.
Female Jinbei, what the fuck?
The frick is wrong with
You never seen female Jinbei?
I
Shut
said,
Not the official female Jinbei from the SBS. I'm talking about like that fan art.
yeah, I know what you're talking about because you commented on it on Twitter.
Yeah.
This nigga is weird, bro.
Female Jinbei look like a bad hood bro, man.
Stop,
No, she don't.
Yes, she do, bro. What do you mean? What you talking about? You did
No,
not
she
know
did
DB.
not.
You did not know DB.
This nigga. Tripping.
Yeah.
Female Jinbei. is
But I'm
nice.
gonna say, you guys are probably gonna laugh at me for this, but Mirascella.
Why would we laugh?
Yo,
Yeah,
I would, bro.
there's nothing
I
wrong with
would,
that.
but Devil, bro. I
Pipe,
promise
what you
bro,
mean?
I would mouth fuck
What
the
you
fuck
mean?
out of her, bro, every night. You see how she bro, you see that
She got like 3 bras.
Fucking
shit?
done,
Gangster shit, bro. She just dropped this shit.
bro. He said, "I'm not fucking."
Oh man.
Oh my
So
god.
stupid.
Who else is pretty nice?
So, what about you?
I already said it there.
Oh, Derriere.
Yeah, she nice.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, let me tag in on that too, bro. That's scary. Bro, you know what you can do, bro? Bro, whenever you're trying to get that right angle, right, that perfect angle, but you can't because you got no leverage, she can use her shadow power to like hold you up while you
Oh yeah, and Vivian.
Vivian is nice, but I don't think she's really like best broad. But I remember you said Jericho earlier. You know who Jericho's body remind me of?
Who?
Her body reminds me of Jada Stevens.
Who is that?
Some porn
Porn
star.
star.
Oh.
I was expecting another anime character. Okay.
Nah, come on, man.
Ain't no
You know me too
anime
well.
character got a
Come on.
name like that. Come on, man.
No, I don't know about all that one.
Yeah, she reminds me of Jada Stevens.
What was that one bitch's name? Nerabasta. How about her?
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Nah.
I forgot. Yo, I bro. I gotta say that though. I gotta say PUNP. PUNP. Yo, you see them tits? Yo, she has the biggest titties.
Titties on fire, bro.
I mean, you gotta have proportions too. You can't just have big titties.
No. Tell you no. You don't need that shit. You got a cute face with big ass titties. Good to go. Devil. Like, what are you doing?
Proportions.
Bro. Maybe it's because she got one shot.
perfectly-
I don't know.
She's perfectly proportionate, bro. What's wrong with you?
She got one shot. That's even better, bro. It's one pump. She's done. One pump. She's done, my nigga.
Oh,
You don't gotta stroke her all night long. You just take one. Oh, I'm coming. Good.
Right. Nah, never busted, man. She was all that. She was all that for sure. That's too sexy. That's too sexy. I'm looking at her now. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Yo. What's this?
Who else is broken in terms of like sexual beauty? I think that's about it, right?
Broken.
What about
In terms of
the real Merlin? Nah, I'm joking.
No,
Oh,
okay.
we haven't said Merlin. Oh shit!
I mean, she doesn't. She kind of looks like an 8-year-old or something, doesn't she?
What the fuck? What does that mean to me, bro? She's not. What? Listen, bro. Hold up.
What does that mean to me?
Listen, bro. You keep judging people in their appearance if you want. This bitch is 200 years older than me, bro. She should be getting in trouble, not me, bro. I'm the naive. She's taking advantage of me, bro.
Yeah, what does that mean to me?
Like,
Oh man,
that's a grown ass. That's a grown ass old lady, bro.
I mean, it is, but she doesn't look like it. So
So,
Oh,
who
man.
else? I think that's it, really.
What does that have to do with me? I don't know why, but I can't think of anybody else, man. I remember wasn't her name Frieza?
Frieza.
What? Frieza.
I feel like her name was
Oh,
Frieza.
no.
Wasn't it Frieza?
You're
What are you
talking
talking
about one of the
about?
Holy Knights in the early story?
Yeah,
Who?
Is it the one with the bug helmet?
the one with the bugs. Yeah, she had control of the bugs and shit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Her name was
the one with the whip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigga, you
I don't
can't.
even know what she looks like. I forgot what she
Well,
looks like.
without
I
armor,
remember-
she was
I
average as
remember.
fuck. Bro.
They showed us her without her armor. I don't remember what she
Yeah.
looked like at all.
Yeah, it was like one panel though.
Could have swore it was like a whole portion of a chapter where it was showing her and Gogius,
I had to have missed that one. Then.
and they were like damn, they were trying to run away from somebody.
And what the? F-
Didn't they get fodderized?
I think so. Yeah, I mean they should have, especially at the one in the story that it was in. What was her name? Oh, her name was Phrygia, not Frieza, but Phrygia.
Wasn't really interested in her either way, bro. She was like,
Without the armor.
I'm surprised none of you guys said Elizabeth.
Good. Oh, nobody said Elizabeth.
I did say Liz. No, I didn't say Elizabeth. I don't know, bro. I wouldn't. Bro, the last picture. I don't know if you guys saw the last picture, bro. When we saw this chapter, bro, she was not attractive, bro. Like, I was like, I don't want that.
I don't want that. What you mean? Nigga?
No, I want that.
Leave that for my lady Melly, bro.
Nah, she nice. Come on.
I wonder what other, because like, Narrow Bastard was beautiful. Elizabeth is beautiful. I wonder, and like the angels are supposed to be like beautiful, or whatever. Like,
All right, hold on. I gotta ask you guys something. Do you guys think Elizabeth's older sister, the one that's not Margaret, do you guys think she's hot? Because someone was arguing with me that she was.
Veronica.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! What you
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Veronica's dope, bro.
Hell yeah.
She's okay.
I'm surprised I forgot the name of Veronica. Yeah.
I would fuck the deity. Yep, I said it.
The one whose face you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
The Supreme Deity.
No,
Oh, yeah.
But she's ugly.
Her face is ugly. Like, come on now.
Why not?
Yes, I can't argue with that logic.
There you go. Alright. What do you guys think we're gonna see? Like, I guess in terms of like the fight, like that's coming up. We're gonna see like a bunch of like the demons just running through them, or are we gonna have success? There's gonna be a bunch of like that's what I love about Taizai too. The combination attacks. You think we'll get a lot more of that too?
We just recently started getting combination attacks, right? Like,
No, hell no. You remember in the beginning, when Diane like was breaking into the castle, trying to get Elizabeth, and then she ran into Dreyfus and the boys. They did fucking
yeah.
Hauser did an attack. Gil Thunder jumped in.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah,
About that.
forgot what it was called. Like something like castle or something like that. Or
I want to say it was like it has something to do with electricity and castle. Probably like gigawatt castle or something.
no, it wasn't electricity.
Could have swore it was. Maybe it was like Thor Castle.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, there's actually the entire series has been a lot of combination attacks.
He did a combo with Gila too. When
Yep.
like the tornado and she added her explosion.
Bomb Cyclone.
Yeah.
Yep. There's one that they've done often. They've done like 2 or 3 times actually, and it's Gil Thunder somebody else. It's like I think it's someone we're talking about.
Gil Thunder and
I don't know. Gil Thunder's attack names are kind of weird. Doesn't he name one of his attacks like something of the Iron Hammer?
Oh, I love his attack. They're
Like,
amazing,
bro.
Like lightning hammer of the like Emperor's lightning hammer, something like that.
It's like a super long ass name that he's gonna be saying in the middle of a battle.
That's cool. That's cool, bro. What do you mean, man?
Hell yeah.
It's dope. Have names like you call out and niggas don't know what you're doing, man. Do you get that saying that? Come on.
They're like, oh damn, bro.
Yeah, I couldn't have prepared for that one.
Yeah.
Too damn long.
It's a Taizai combination.
That sounded weird.
There was the Celestial Aerial from Gother and King.
I was just about to say that. That,
Say it again.
that's probably the best one so far.
The celestial arrow.
King and Gother.
What the fuck? I never saw that. I never saw that shit.
He did it. They did it on
When
Chandler.
Gother uses bow and arrow, and King used the spear as an arrow. I said bow and arrow. When he used his bow, and King, he like loaded his bow up with King's spear, and he shot it at Chandler. You don't remember that?
Guess he doesn't.
You get the pen over, bro?
I guess you doesn't. I could try to find it. It's probably gonna take me a while. Hold on.
Just type in King and Gother attack Chandler.
Yeah, I probably should just do that. But I'm being stubborn right now. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Whenever you're looking through a list of things that's in alphabetical order, do you find yourself saying the alphabets?
I do sing that often.
Yeah.
What's the name of the attack again?
Yo, I just randomly went to the chapter where Esterosa having a flashback about Elizabeth.
Wrong panels right now.
246.
My nigga, what is the name of the attack?
Celestial arrow, something like that.
Celestial arrow, something like that. But that nigga Meliodas fodderized them niggas, bro.
Bro,
That was sexy.
it's like with just some Digimon shit and some fucking constellation shit.
Hold on. I'll find the exact attack name for you.
I'm trying to find it, baby.
Let me type in or something. Maybe that'll help.
It's getting to be too much. But I should have just really just searched it like you said, but I'm being weird.
You guys played the 7 Deadly Sins game?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. You're telling me it's okay, but I don't know, bro. I'm gonna do a compilation of all their fucking attacks, bro, because I'm pretty sure Diane has like the most attacks in everybody.
Probably so. I think that's because her magic is the most varied.
Yeah. Well, she has the most techniques for her magic type, it looks like. I would say the most.
But the nigga Chandler was broken, bro. And that nigga showed up, man. Nigga rained down meteors on niggas. Come on now. Fusion Art Celestial Arrow. Chapter 238, the very last page.
338?
237. 237. 237.
Damn, bro. I might just fucking around and go home and reread this shit.
Yeah.
So I've been reading sporadically and shit back and forth. But and, yeah. He really did drop meteors down, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that shit. And then, yep.
I'm finna go to bed. I'll see you guys later.
All right, that was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out Tuesday, bro.
All right. We appreciate y'all for coming through.
Yo!
Without you. All right, well, Bow, I don't know if you're still here, but I'm about to go ahead and end it. Appreciate you for coming through as well. Everybody in the chat looking to my appreciate y'all for coming through. See you, boys. And his boys. Talking in the third person, that's weird. But back to this outro. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike it if you disliked it. Do that thing in the comments section, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Grim, he just left. He doing that thing on a whole nother level. We them boys, and this has been a tie discussion. I didn't do a live reaction, so I was like, man, I got to do something. Trying to get back on track with the YouTube. I guess this is the way to do it. This is my way of doing it. And
Oh shit, you ended it?
oh, this nigga's here. Yeah, I'm in it.
Uh,
Yeah, but Bobby, you want to say anything?
Shout out King of Fire.
Shout out King of Fire. Niggas on the come up.
My nigga, he's making a return. Watch
Yeah.
out.
Nigga dropping some heat. No pun intended. Yeah. Go support King of Fire. That nigga. Man, damn, man. He will show you do it. And with that, I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and end it, man. I suck at ending the streams.
You really do.
I really do. I need to get better at it, man. I need to write something down. I keep telling myself this, but I need to really do that, just so I can get into the groove and just be able to do that thing without going on and on and on. It should just be like, and then just come to a halt at a certain point. But it never really does. I always end up having to just cut it off like